scene out of Animal House.
On the market for the banks, not for himself. I mean, and all we're getting building, but and the whole conversation came up because that was very good. Well, at least he's working at it. The conversation came up because Exxon had gotten a bunch of land instead of looking oil. They made it into a residential area. They've got friendship buildings or something. One of the few real estate that's making a buck there. Did you want to know what some property down there? I don't know if it's true. Somehow or other, I didn't know it's from him.
Want to see my scars? I look like Jesus. Please, that's all my father needs to hear. My man! Hey, how you doing?
Okay there, my man. Sorry, I'm
Tell you something.
Yeah. Really?
Oh, man.
Yeah, really? Okay, I'm ready.
Good. Good.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Sam, have you tried?
It's been a long time. Yeah, you were always old as I was last time I saw you.
That's right. A little bit younger. We were worried about that.
Really?
But I understand you're up at Minnesota. Helen? And Kurt Echo. Quite a
Happy birthday to my Zadie and happy Hanukkah to everybody. It's nice being here.
Sorry, I'm right here.
You know where you
Say something, Aaron? No,
I got camera.
Can you say happy birthday to Uncle Joe?
I am your dad.
Got a camera?
On behalf of the Wolgel family, I would like to welcome you all here. You're here. You all are here. I have been elected by unanimous vote of my immediate siblings to be the big mouth tonight.
Get closer to me.
It's a role you fulfill so naturally. What? All right. This is my mother and father.
Thank you. Thank you. If they don't know by now, you're a little late.
Dirty crashers. I want to first of all thank everyone for coming. It's really a great pleasure for all of us to see everyone here all together. And,
Let the man talk here.
I will try to keep my remarks to a minimum.
Yay!
I'm more than made up for myself and Shelley's various things. What we'd like to do tonight is sort of recount my father's life. From the beginning,
You weren't there for me.
I wasn't there, therefore I will need some help. Some of you, if not all of you,
They won't admit it either, though. The other people here.
Freddie, you take the night off too.
some of you may, I'm sure everyone saw the beautiful montage of pictures that my Aunt Marcy and Uncle Manny made describing some of the major events of my father's illustrious life. Illustrious. What we'd like to do tonight, in words rather than in pictures, since we've got about 20 pictures there, we should have about 20,000 words, right? Is for everyone to come, who's come, to sort of share a little bubble mice, as it were, a little anecdote about my father.
Oh, boy.
And some things perhaps that none of us know about him.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's answer that stuff.
I think I'd like to start at the beginning, and
Yeah, but your grandparents aren't here.
excuse me?
Your grandparents aren't here.
That's true. And what we'd like to do is maybe start with a little bit of reflection and recollection about how my father came to this country and got started. And what does this mean? You want to buckle
Who's here that hurry up?
Okay. So,
Get to the point.
I'm done. Anyway, we'd like Aunt Evelyn to share a few words with us about some of the early days of my father's life and anything that you can tell us.
I don't think I want to hear it.
You'll have to excuse me. I have to spend 3 or 4 days here, and I'd rather be in Stephen Park.
Okay. Okay. Aunt Evelyn has decided to pass. So we have to go to Uncle Manny.
Manny, I know.
Can't hear.
Just a minute. Sandy would like you to tell something about Joe's childhood.
Tell him to say the only good thing, please.
Yeah.
You know what it is, Sandy?
You have nothing to say. Go ahead.
I find the only good things is children want
Tell
to do.
something, an incident or something that you remember from Joe's early years.
So where's Manny?
Get back afterwards.
Okay. Now, according to the poll that I had taken of my father's friends, I'm trying to figure out who's known him longest.
His cousin Dorothy and his cousin Dave.
I asked my mother. Okay, cousin Dorothy, cousin Dave. It's your turn. Cousin Dorothy.
I'm trying to think. I guess I knew you since 1938, Joe, when I came to Chicago.
That's about right. That's about right. How did you come? He wants to know how I came.
You were already here. I was staying at Aunt Lee. I think I lived down the block from where you lived at 14-something Sawyer. Aunt Lee was at 1318 Sawyer.
No.
Did I confuse them in reverse?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
You got a good memory. I was in 1318. Aunt Play was in 1400. That's right.
Okay.
You got a good memory.
What was my father like in his formative years?
Well, when I saw him, he looked very handsome and military.
Thank you very much. No,
Oh, that handsome man.
no, I wasn't military when we met.
No.
No, because I
A
went
couple
to
years
years later.
right.
Joe, let them say what they want to say.
You don't run the show here. You're in the wrong court. You're in the wrong court. You get thrown out. You get thrown out.
Sit down, Joe. Relax a little.
Take the night off.
Get people nervous. They're afraid what they're going to say isn't correct.
On the radio.
We lived in a beautiful area at that time. It was near Douglas Boulevard. It was beautiful. All the Jewish people around there. It was heaven on earth. No Schwartzes held us up
Tape is banned by the NAACP. Anything you remember, like any really sharp memories of stuff my father did?
At that time, I really didn't know his whereabouts. I didn't know what he was doing at that time.
There's just another handsome
Neither did he.
soldier.
All I knew him as a cousin. I came over to the house to visit, and there he was with Evelyn and Manny's parents.
And Manny.
I said Manny. And some of his boyfriends, I think I met that fellow there. What's his name? Manny's boyfriend came to Berman.
Yeah.
And Sam Holcomb, I guess, came around, was one of Manny's friends. I remember Evelyn's friend, Sidney, that time. Sidney, yes, what's his name? Can't
Cousin Dave, would you like to share your recollections of my father and some of the stuff that he did?
How did I take Joe and get him a pair of shoes?
You still got them.
I remember Joe was very helpful to me later on. It had nothing to do when he came over here, but I'll tell you this much. My mother was very instrumental in asking her two brothers, that's next Uncle Isaac Edson, to bring Joe's family over here and Shirley Holcomb's family. That's Aunt Leah and Aunt Peggy. And they got here because my mother put a lot of pressure on her two brothers who had little money. We had too many kids in the family. You remember that, Joe?
I sure do, and I want to thank you very much.
I can tell you something else that had nothing to do with coming here, but when I was called in by the Internal Revenue to, they questioned some... Who are they?
They weren't funny. Do you know what I think I remember?
Wait, you had your turn.
They questioned a deduction that I took for a baby grand piano that I had to get rid of at home. And who do you think I turned to? But Joe. And Joe and I went down there. He just told me, just keep quiet. Don't say a word. He did all the talking, and the fellow, I think, was so bewildered. He left us and went back to talk to the Superior. When he came back, he said, case dismissed.
All right! Joe Wolgel against the IRS. Case number 1.
Let's face the music and dance.
Yeah, really.
And I never got a bill from Joe. He was a wonderful guy.
Next week it's coming.
Wait.
I'll tell you all this night.
Danny, you got the same problem you got. The statute, or I got the same problem you got.
Statute of limitations.
I cannot send him a bill anymore.
Besides, he's going to mark it T&C anyway, right? Try and collect.
You know who was known, Daddy, for ages and ages, used to work with him? Was Mr. Myers.
I was going to call him next.
Yeah, but you didn't give these people a chance. Why didn't you tell them when you're going to cross-examine them and examine them?
I'm not a lawyer.
You know this. Yeah.
And Dorothy had a little story she
I
wanted
need to
to
remember, Joe, did you take Matt for a ride once and you got stuck on a track somewhere, your car broke down, remember?
You're not the only one. Manny and I bought a 1929 Dodge in about 1940 for $60. That was a lot of money. We were partners. And every time we took somebody to ride with it, it stopped.
Mom, were you there? Was that what he used?
We were lucky. No, I was lucky. He took me on a bike.
All right.
His son's just graduated more sophisticated.
Yeah. All right. Mr. Miley, would you like to share the very rich recollections you have of my father's years and how you know him?
Joe and I worked together and came to work at the company that I was working for in 1937.
Boy, what a memory you have.
We hit it off right away because
They both hated the IRS.
We didn't know about the IRS then.
Joe was very likable and we got along very good. And we had a lot of good times together. One of the things that we used to do with Joe was we worked on the south side. We used to go over to 63rd and Halsted. That was quite a business section on the south side. And we
Shouldn't have gone.
Could you stand up a little
I
bit?
think they'll be able to hear you. Are you all right?
Yeah.
You doing okay? Yeah, well, turn around a little bit so this.
That's all right.
Let them all enjoy it. It's too bad.
Was that?
Yeah, we used to go out to 63rd and Halsted. It was quite a shopping center then, and we'd just stand on the corner and watch people and make comments and have a few laughs at this guy and that girl and everything. And,
time of year, we used to go Dublin, we used to go by the country farming.
Oh, yeah, very good memory, yeah. He worked in our company when he went into the Army. He also worked when he came back. He was rehired and...
I didn't come back. I didn't come back. They offered that I didn't go back.
Yeah, that's right. They offered to do it. Yeah, that was very sad news for me. Because I separated from a good friend. And we had a lot of good laughs about the people we worked with.
Can you tell us one, a story about it?
No.
Not acceptable, not terrible.
Inside joke.
We're happy to be Joe's friend for these many years. Many, many years.
Thank you very, very much. Uncle Manny appears to be ready.
There are many things that I remember about Joe. Many, many good things. He was especially good to our mother, father. He's very determined in most everything he did, and he's carried that forward right up to date. Going back to when we lived across the street of Pope's School, Alberta, for one thing, remembers Pope's School. There was a first bell and a second bell for morning classes. And one of the amusing things was that Joe would get up and wait for the bell, and then run out of the house. We live right across the street. And they had to play some time.
So that's what we learned how to
When he came to baseball, he played third base, the hot sack. And softball, I don't remember what our interests were in league, but we did play little, not much. However, Joe and I were very much interested in our cousin Dave, who played first base. And that was part. And in a way, Dave was our hero first baseman.
Glasses. The only fellow in the league with glasses.
Did I say little league?
No, he didn't.
He didn't hear you say it.
He said he's the only fellow in the league wearing glasses.
That's how I remember how Dave was a lefty. Joe mentioned something about 29 Dodge. Well, we bought it in partnership, and that's the car we learned to drive on. Remember that? There were times in summer that we'd get together with perhaps a couple other fellows, and we'd walk downtown to the library. We'd walk down Arden Avenue and back, and there was one way we would get downtown. Joe went to Crane, and was very conscientious and did very well there, and he followed Dave there, and I followed Joe there. We were close with Al, and we lived, Al lived on Troy Street. Oh, then there were truck picnics we would go on to, sometimes to Gary. There was, what's the name of the beach there?
Miller's Beach.
Miller
Right,
Beach.
right.
No. And we,
I came from
this is how we would get to the beach on a summer day. We'd sort of pitch in, and that was one of our recreations in the summertime. I think Ed went with us at times. Edith, you might have been with us. I think that's right.
One fateful day.
one faithful.
They saw you in a bathing suit, and that was it, huh?
I'd like to briefly mention Joe's closeness to the family, especially our mother. When he was in service, he was very, very he wrote very regularly in Yiddish so that our mother could
Understand.
could read what he had to write. As reading English was somewhat difficult. One amusing thing that I recall is that Joe mentioned at some point when he was in service that he was stationary engineer. I guess he was cleaning the washrooms or whatever. But when our mother heard that at first, she was a little concerned, being an engineer in the Army. After being overseas, Joe would write in his letters on what was known as V-mail then, and that was quite frequent. And we always looked forward to his letters, as well as his pictures. He took many, many pictures during his service. Joe was always concerned about us, and and he still is. So we appreciate Joe very much.
It seems only natural that my father and uncle's friend, Mr. Berger, should embellish and perhaps add his own perspective to some of these stories. Could you stand up also, Mike? Thank you very much.
I think one of the most important things with Joe is that he has a tremendous determination. And that determination really had nothing to do with his friends, family, or others, other than a former employer of his, where we both worked. And Joe expressed himself very eloquently one day to me, excuse me, by telling me that if that dumb SB can become a lawyer and a CPA, he says, I can do it too. And he did.
Yeah! All right, thank you very, very much. Okay.
He's making money.
Now, I think perhaps I should get some assistance from my mother and where to go now.
Go home. I think maybe she should talk about how they met.
Yes.
Well, Joe and I met at a very, one of the famous truck picnics that Uncle Manny was talking about. The the adults at that time and all the the Jewish organizations at that time used to have picnics out of Michigan City or somewhere in Union Pier and so on. And now in those days, everybody didn't have a car, so they used to rent the big truck and we'd stand in the truck and we'd all go. And that's where I met Joe.
The truck?
And on the beach, right, on the beach there. And ours was really a whirlwind romance. We married on our anniversary of meeting. Exactly 6 years and 7 months.
Perhaps that would be a good place for Uncle Aaron to perhaps interject a few remarks.
He wasn't there, though.
He wasn't there?
No,
No,
you wasn't.
How?
No, you weren't at the wedding.
I wasn't there.
They weren't there.
Really? I'm sorry.
As long as you call on me, I'll say I can't tell you much. I can't tell you much about, I do remember about Edith being a whack, and when she was a whack, he came and they got together. I don't know what happened there, but I just wanted to make a comment about the 70th year, which is a lifestone in a mark in one's life. In fact, Baruch Hashem, I passed that mark not too long back, and I can tell Joe, you just keep thinking young. And if you keep thinking young, you'll be all right. In Pirkei Avos, in the book of ethics, they mention about different ages meaning different things. And they say that 60 is old. But you know what 70 is? White hair. And Baruch Hashem, you got that. So that part is fine, but you skip the aging process of being zikna, which they attribute to 60. I think that with God's help, we can even go to 80 or 90 and wait till much later.
Oh, my.
Now, 70 spells yayin, wine, although we didn't drink any wine tonight, except when you made Havdalah possibly. But I want to tell you this. You know what the Talmud said about yayin, wine? Nichnas yayin yotzav sod. Now sod adds up to 70. The numerical Hebrew letter, Samach Vov Dalet, is 66, and 4 is 10, which means 70. And yayin, wine, is 2 yuds and a nun. That's 20 and 50, which is 70. So they say if you drink wine, out comes the secret. That whatever you have on your mind or on your chest, out comes the secret. So on 70, I just want to tell you my reaction of Joe. I think he's a workaholic. He works day and night. I don't know when he has time to do anything but be in his office. And I've never seen a man as conscientious and as working as he. And he's not only a great worker, but he's a perfectionist. And I want you to know that any piece of work that he puts out is perfect. And that is something that is a great tribute and an asset, because there's so many people who do such shabby work that they have to redo and can never really reach grade and the mark. So I tell you, Joe, I have a great admiration for your ability to work, but slow down a little bit.
Right.
And taking my advice, don't look at me as what I do. Don't do what I do, but do what I say. And just take it easier and spend a little more time at home. Thank you, Joe.
Okay, I think the next person I'd like to talk on is Jack Feiger. I'd like to add a minor anecdote of my own to introducing our very dear friend Jack Feiger, is that I had the honor and privilege of attending his son's Mo's wedding this summer, and I heard an interesting story there about how my father and Jack met. And the story I got was that my father was in shul on Shabbos, and that I don't know if this is...
So he used to go...
He used to go to it, and money won't go to it all.
Come get the facts straight.
Well, this is the story I got of it. Jack can be more... I'd be more than happy to hear a different version. But the story I got that Mr. Feiger's father, Jack's father, who was at the wedding, came up to my father and saw my father in a uniform and said, "My son, he's a soldier too," and that's how they met. So I turn it over to our very dear friend Jack Feiger to tell the story.
I have a lot of stories to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you all of them because I really didn't come here prepared. I've been writing in here. I was supposed to originally have come here, and when I called up tonight, I spoke to Michelle, and I told her I'm coming here in my blue suit. Now, originally, when the Wolgels, when Michelle was born, and the Wolgels couldn't get a babysitter, they called up Jack Feiger. And I used to come and babysit for Michelle, and I'd always come with my blue suit. So she said, "Daddy, I want Jack Feiger to come and marry me in his blue suit." So tonight I came in my brown suit. Now the next thing. Now the next thing I knew, I've known Joe about, I guess it's been about 30 years. I mean 40 years. The next thing I knew, I met my wife, and we decided to get married. Naturally, we sent Joe and Edith. We sent Joe and Edith on vacation. Comes to the wedding, goes back to the hospital, and Sheldon was born. So then our anniversary and his birthday are the same day in Hebrew. In Hebrew, they're the same day. I checked it out. It's one day different than English because of the
Night and day.
All right. The next thing, I remember, I don't know if Joe bought a brand new Plymouth or something. I remember going with him to pick up the Plymouth. Was it a brand new Plymouth?
Yeah, it was a Plymouth. Plymouth, yeah.
Okay. So what happened? Did I have to teach?
I think that was the first new car I
Right, it was the first new car. And who had to teach who how to drive the new car?
Friend Jack.
Okay, I taught Edith how to drive.
Yeah, but you came with me. We
Right.
in the car. We didn't get it. The guy didn't screw me. Didn't give me any gas. We had to go slip some gas. Okay.
I never knew that Joe had so many good friends. When someone asked me about Joe, I always say, Joe is my best friend. She's got a lot of best friends here. So, because he's got so many good friends, and today is Hanukkah, and many of the people have said things about the family, etc., etc., I thought instead of talking so much, maybe I'll sing something, because Joe was Now all good chazonim and opera stars have to warm themselves up a little bit. Okay, so you'll excuse me if I warm myself up a little bit. I had cold pop and I'm a little bit dry. But don't sing with me when I sing whatever I'm singing now, okay? This is just a warm-up.
Not a sing-along.
You mean there's more to come?
Ma'asur Yeshua si. Okay, for those people that are here that don't know what this is, it used to be the Rock of Ages. But it's really Ma'asur, the song that people sing on Hanukkah time when they light the candles. So I decided to take Ma'asur and give you my own version of Ma'asur. Yosef David. Oh, incidentally, Joe's Hebrew name is Yosef David, for those of you that don't know. Menachem Mendel was his father. Correct. And Fagi was his mother, right? Okay, we got the record straight. Here they too, okay. Yosef David is our good friend. His father's name is Menachem Mendel. Yosef David is our good friend. His mother's name was Fagi. Tonight we lit 2 candles, one for Hanukkah, one for Yosef David. With Edith standing by his side, Yosef David and Edith are our good friends. Thank you.
He won't send you bill, Joe. You don't have to worry about your
limitations are up. Thank you very, very much, Jack. That was very beautiful.
Very apropos.
Very apropos. I think I'm confused. I think now I'll ask Marcy to share with us a few words.
Well, Manny summed up very well all the things we've talked about over the years about memories that Manny had of Joe. And I went through the pictures with Manny, and the more I looked at them and all of the years that have gone by that those represent, there was one theme that kept recurring, and that is relationships. And I was wondering, now why is this so strong? Because Joe is so busy all the time with work. But when you get down to it, nothing in that set of pictures says anything about his work.
There's no picture of the office there.
No cameras allowed in the office.
The computer that he had takes up the whole office.
Hey, Joe, I thought you went home on
Because when a person has reached the age of 70 and they can sit in a room and be surrounded by relatives and friends who love him, that bespeaks a person who has given something to them. People don't love someone for nothing. And there is a spirit in Joe that emanates to all who come in contact with him in one way or another of love.
I thought we came for Edith's cooking.
We do come for you. That's all part of it. But
Really?
Joe, we wouldn't come if Joe didn't have that spirit and give it to all of us in one way or another. And I was thinking about the significance also of the Hebrew number of 70, and I believe it's ayin. Is that
Ayin is right.
And ayin means eye, and it means understanding, and it means it has meanings that go beyond the visible.
So right, it's rabbit.
So I believe that when you reach the age of 70 and you can behold people who love you, then you have been a success.
The picture facing
No,
him.
okay, whatever. Anyway, what I'd like to do is switch gears a little bit here and move forward a few years. And I should have found this book that's over there. But the last time I was here, there's a little book called Guide to Jewish Chicago. And I discovered something very interesting in this book. The first couple pages in this book is a short history of Jews in Chicago and how they came here. And there's a map. And there's 2 pages that have maps. And on the left side, it says Lawndale Douglas Park, 1949, the year I was born. And if you look, there's about 20 or 30 shuls and mikvah, a couple of yeshivas, and all that. If you look at this map, and you look at where we used to live on Independence Boulevard, it's smack dab in the center of it, okay? On the next page, facing it, is a picture of West Rogers Park in 1975, I believe, somewhere around there. And if you look, again, there's about 20 shuls and yeshivas, etc. And again, our house is smack dab in the middle of it. And that touched me very deeply to think that we all had the opportunity to experience the incredible levels of Yiddishkeit that had occurred in each of those neighborhoods. And so, using that as sort of my jumping off point, I'd like to sort of focus now and move from the old days of the West Side into West Rogers Park. And perhaps we could hear from some of my father's oldest friends that he made when he first came here, and what it was like. And by these people, of course, I mean Mr. Charlitz and Mr. Goldberg. And
Old people, thank you.
Old people.
I'm not even old enough to be your father.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
You ought to be happy. She just told me.
Anyway,
Where are you, young?
Mr. C, as we fondly refer to him, has been has I'm sure many long, beautiful stories about my father and his associates.
Where's I stuck
Go ahead, Mr. C. Rita, you're feel free to join in.
You'll just excuse me. I think my voice is loud enough. I'm going to sit. I'm not going to stand. Personal reasons. Look at me in the video.
Shall we stand back a little?
I'm going to talk. I'll say a few words on the newer Joe coming to West Rogers Park. They talked before about the old Joe. Okay, so I made you younger. A very interesting incident. The Three Musketeers decided to pick up 1 year before something started. What in New York? The Three Musketeers was Joe, myself, and Izzy Goldberg. We decided just, no, what happened was I was that summer in New York, and I came back, and that was one of the first times that I drove. In fact, it wasn't, no, second time, excuse me. I drove from New York, and I came back so hepped up about New York, and we used to daven together at the Matula Shul, so I started telling them what New York is, this and that. So we decided to go for Simchas Torah for 3 days. So they delegated me to make arrangements. So I made arrangements to a third party in New York, because I didn't have anyone at the time. And we walked into this place in Borough Park. And Joe walks in. He was the scout. We figured if it passed Joe's inspection, it passed ours, like Rabbi Ryan said. They were very meticulous on everything. Well, we walked into this apartment. You have to visualize this. This was in 1968. No, 67. No, 68 because I just had gone there with my car, which I just had parked.
168.
Let's not have a fight, please. Don't argue my father about
It couldn't have been 66.
I had a 67 car.
It was not Cadillac. It was
Not a Cadillac, we drove in an Oldsmobile.
That's right.
Folks, remember he got caught Jack Smith at ringside.
We come into Borough Park. This is the main street in New York. At that time, it was first up and coming. And all the stores. And we go upstairs to this place where the arrangements were made for us.
Above the store.
And of course, if everybody knows Joe as well as I do, the first thing he had to inspect was the private office. We walk in, he sees the chandelier, not a chandelier, but a picture was hanging on a wire. And he walks in there and he gives out a yell like about. For those that don't understand, that means I got a sore back, let's get the hell out of here. But anyways, finally we discussed with the people and we paid them off and we got our photo. Then from there we ended up in Washington Heights. We ended up at YU Yeshiva, dormitory. Anyways, that was very nice. So one of the days was a beautiful day, so we decided to take a walk. Fort Bryant, Joe. Remember Fort Bryant?
I don't think I lived at 71, I'll tell you that.
We started walking up, it's, I don't know how many feet up, but it's pretty steep.
Yeah.
There was the cloisters, they had some cloisters there, and anyway, we get to the top and there was a cop car. Remember the cop car?
Hey, I thought I'd never hear that story. I don't want to hear it.
And I yell out to the cop car, the guy's having a heart attack, referring to Joe. The cop came running. They were at the top of the hill. They were still trying to climb up there. He tried to get up there. We said, come on, Joe.
He tells the cop I'm having a heart attack.
Okay, so we're coming back. So we're on our way back, and we decided in those years, I don't know, those people that visited New York, on Delancey Street, there's Rafters that was noted very much for their cheesecake. So we went in, before we left, a few days before, we called up and made arrangements to have the Mexican cheesecakes so we could pick up, take back with us. And also at YU, we met this fellow that was the head of the kitchen there, and their stuff was so delicious, the challahs and cake and whatnot, so we ordered a whole big box. So Izzy and I, we said to Joe, well, what do you want to order? He says, no, nothing. He says, I don't want anything. He says, you guys order whatever you want. Okay.
Wait, so, whatever you got.
We ordered. I want to show you how, if you, like I tell my wife now, if you go in the steps of God, the God watches over you. We went over to the Lower East Side. I'm coming ready to come home. We stopped by Lower East Side, and we parked the car around the corner for Rafters. And lo and behold, we come back, and right away, we take a look, the doors are all open. They smell all your good stuff. Wait a minute. The good stuff they didn't take. They didn't know what the good stuff is. Cow and cake, they didn't know. They took my coat and a couple other things we had inside, but the cows and cake they left. We came home, we were pulling up here. By the way, I must tell you, at that time, this was in the year we made it 12 hours door to door. He says, where are you guys running to? Gotta meet the clock, gotta make time. We pull up to the door, and he goes out and rings the doorbell. Edie's not ready. As he goes out the door, he says, boys, where's my share of the stuff that you bought? I said, you learned, we've been friends for 24 years, a little more than 24 years. And one thing I learned about Joe, we've had our arguments, we've had our good times, but one thing, when we part, we're still friends. When we get together, we're still friends. And that's a sign, I always say, if you sit with your feet under the table and you have discussions with people and you have arguments and disagreements, but if you can still stand up and walk away as friends, that's a true friend. Because a person that will sit and have an argument with you and walk away and won't talk to you anymore, to me that's not a friend. And that's all I have. Joseph? Thank you. Don't forget that, Mr.
Goldberg. Unfortunately, Charlie took away my story. When I can embellish upon that ride just a little bit. As we were driving from Chicago to New York, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was driving, we're doing 85 miles an hour. All of a sudden, we see a gate open up and a police car comes out and grabs us. The guy takes us in for a side door fix and we gotta go to court, we gotta put up bail. So he starts figuring out how much money we have to put up for the fine. It should have been $100, and the guy says 50. So Joe starts talking, I want my legal rights, I kicked him in both legs, he said, shut up. I said, let's bring it $50 to get out of here. Thank God he kept quiet, we got out of the police station, we got to New York. We did our thing, we came back, we had a safe trip. Never went back to Cleveland to collect the money.
He was tough when he was hiding in the back, when we left him almost at the gas station.
Well, anyway, in between, you know, we had a certain time we wanted to get to New York, and we just were stopping for gas. That was it. We stopped for gas, and Joe said, I have to go to bed.
Pick him up on the way back.
On the way back, Joe. So he comes right out.
Go back for seconds.
I said, Joe, he said, no, I gotta make it out of the bike.
What'd you say, Izzy? You know, those kind of stories that you guys tell, you want to put it in writing, you make some money. It's all the evidence.
Together, you know, it's a lift of the 120, which is all very bad.
There are some people here who have known us since we lived on the Page's West Side. Marion and Joe Rockford were our neighbors, and when we lived on the West Side, and there, you remember their children and you all went to school together and were good friends, and Susie and Michelle are still the very best of friends, just as Marion and Joe and I are still the very best of friends.
And he was a devoted father. More than that, I can't say, which is a great deal.
You must have never been there, you got paid off.
And the challenge on Saturday.
It's still potent.
Joe, do you want to say something? Okay.
She said it all.
Okay, there's another episode of my father's life that we're all familiar with, and that's his adventures at John Marshall Law School. And, like that. Okay, and there's a few gentlemen here.
May I interrupt for just a minute?
Yes.
Joe's got a long distance call.
Who was that, President Reagan?
And in view of the late hour,
Joe was very forceful.
we'll try to keep it short. And what we'd like to do is hear a few words from my father's friends who went to law school with him. Mr. Koretsky and Mr. Stephanieris and Mr. Canellis. Hi, Mr. Canellis and Mr. Schneider. And,
Your Saturday going on? Why don't you get your facts right?
all right, here.
He's not a lawyer. Pinellas and Maharis.
Fine.
I do see about Joe, he's very consistent. Joe, in all of our relationships, he has never been critical. Huh? Yeah.
He was?
Say, well,
He has more compassion for me. He realizes I'm not one of the chosen. That's what it is. So he realized I have a few shortcomings, so he has a little compassion for me. No. But anyway, Joe has been, he will be, and is, and he always will be a very good friend. Stories I don't have to tell you, Joe, but you people all know who and how he is. Thank you.
you want to say
Very nice.
We're happy to. In Morton Grove someplace, that we were trying to teach one another. It was like the blind leading the blind. But instead of studying, he would regale me with stories of when he was in Europe to give me his philosophy of life. The girls on the ground, he says, and there, my son, he says, I developed the philosophy of peace on earth. And we've known Joe about 30 years now, and my observations were the same as yours. I mean, he's always working. I hope I don't see him, Friday morning. I always catch him at the office Sunday morning. So I know he's a hard-working man, and I couldn't for the life of me understand what's this guy doing in law school. He's got 4 kids at home, and I think it's because Edith was really running the office. I mean, I don't think she gets enough credit around here. God bless you. Thank you.
my sister, Michelle, she'd like to say a few words.
Well, Stratt and Carrie have presented their points of how they knew Daddy in law school, and I need to share something. You went to law school when I was in high school. Daddy, you didn't know this, but you were unanimously voted by my senior class as the man they all admired the most. Really? I think that half of my senior class became lawyers, the other half became doctors, and they thought if Joe Wolgel can do it,
I have 2 memories of Joe's law school years. The first one was just as we were able to sit down at Perry Mason on a Saturday night. The phone would ring, and I'd look out the window when no Shabbos was over, because he would call Arnie every Saturday night in the wintertime when he had to leave school early to get the notes and find out what happened for the hour of class he missed. The second memory that I have was at your graduation, and it not only concerns you, but it concerns your 4 children. Because when your name was called and you were handed your diploma, they stood up and started screaming, and you would think they were the rooting section for the Bears game.
We're still quiet.
Thank you very much, Sherry.
They graduated from the auditorium at the Museum of Science and Industry.
I remember going to Springfield when my father passed the bar exam, and I saw some pictures of that somewhere. It was a very great day. Mother, since I've done a terrible job and botched all the introductions and probably insulted a few people, which I would like to sincerely apologize for, I'll let my mother
Now, you did a very good job, Sonny, but you don't know. You really don't.
You did a great job.
I live in Minnesota. I have snow for brains.
Anyway, somebody that we've known for many years has been a very good friend all through the years, and we have even shared, Betty and I have even shared a presidency together, and we've gone swimming. Lately, we've been going swimming together, but Betty is our poet in residence. She and we've been friends since we're in more or less in high school. So I'd like to ask Betty if wrote anything about Joe.
Yeah.
Well, introduced to Joe.
Neither was I. I want to jump back in.
Okay. But after Edith Vogel was out of her uniform, I'd see, I guess about a year and a half later, I'd see her running down Roosevelt Road with a baby in her buggy. About a year and a half later, I'm walking down Roosevelt Road. I see a familiar person running down with two babies in the buggy. But she's running, not walking. About a year and a half later, again, on Roosevelt down by Spalding somewhere, I see Edith Vogel with another baby in the buggy. She had three babies in the buggy. Another year and a half, and there were three babies in the buggy, and one running because I don't know which one it was. Michelle or Sandy thought they would be lost behind. Well, by that time, the Vogels moved to Independence Boulevard, and I moved to Garfield Park. So then I got to meet Joe. And so for Joe, I wrote this little thing. Now, I really don't have a very good singing voice, but I will try my best. Enjoy yourself. It is not later than you think. For Joe, my friend, you are definitely still in the pink. You are much older than age 1. But look at all those wonderful things that you have done. Standing here, grew up with the Standing here, grew up without the aid of beer. Michelle here always spreads a friendly cheer. Freddie here, will the government someday steer? While Shelley might get study at Yeshiva-Mir. Is producing someone here, and Eric here will solo our world as an engineer, while Carol will swim the ocean as fast as the fleeing deer. Enjoy yourself, it's not later than you think. And Edie, your wife, your chef, your chauffeur and peer, deserves a rousing cheer. Enjoy yourself, it's not later than you think. Many years have passed, but definitely you are still in the pink. You used to be a genial groaning grouch, and now you are happy despite your plain plump pouch. As you become an erudite lawyer fellow, you have become much more mellow. Your law degree came late, we know, in life, but you sure made a tremendous hit with family, friends, and wife. Everybody, enjoy yourself. It's not than you think. Enjoy yourself. You are definitely still in the pink. Tra-la. And I hope to finish it for your 80th birthday. gentleman is sitting right next to him, Ernie Schneider. And Ernie and Esther are doing something next month that most of us only dream of doing. They're going on Aliyah. They're going to Israel to live. Yeah.
Well, one thing I noticed here was, I was surprised about was that all the levity, I didn't know that part of Joe Wolgel. I only knew him as a serious CPA and counselor at law, and everything I heard here tonight we were very entertained with, and all I can say is I've known him for about 30 years now, and a very highly principled person, and uncompromising, very determined, and I hope I wish he lives to 120 years.
Another one of our very dear friends that we've known since they lived in West Arches Park, even though they took a hiatus to Denver, we still count them as very close friends, Joe and Esther Rabinowitz. Where are they?
Joe, knuckle soft, Joe.
Say nice things.
Esther tells me to say nice things. I don't know what to say nice about. No, I want to say this. It's been a very fine relationship, and we've enjoyed it. And we certainly wish you many, many, many more years together with Edith. These are like Canoi's house. And Joe said he's got his driver's license.
Where the long distance call came from, it was from my husband in Houston, Texas. And for those who know him, he wants to send his wishes to Joe. I'm sorry that he could not make it. He cannot take this weather. And for those who know him, he sends his love. And I'm not much of words, as Joe is, so the only thing that counts is my presence.
Speaking of presents, I think my sister is coming.
Why don't we pass it down?
I slipped 2 of those on a plate. You carried out yourself.
Pasadena.
On behalf of the entire Michigan, we'd like to give our father a present which we hope will guarantee that he will spend more time at home and less time in the office.
He'll take it to the office.
He'll take it to the office.
Michelle, I think this was Mr. Lewis. This is your VCR.
Daddy, they brought 2 VCRs.
They did? Carbon copy?
That's right.
All right, open it up. As usual, I figured it out. Open it up.
Now let it sit there for the next 50 years.
Ready, take. Feed the card. I'll
Feed the card.
Wait a minute. Let's have this test and make sure there's blow up here. Yeah, I know.
Michelle, you know we put this gift in the door? It's near my place, like in your dad's door. Gift in card. Where? In your father's door.
Ready. Yeah, let you do it.
Oh, great. These are all screwed up.
Get a plastic bag. We'll be all have a
This is have so many wonderful, delightful, thoughtful friends like us. We're not only your relatives, we're your friends. Remember that. Okay, that's husband, daddy, Zadie, uncle, brother, and great uncle. Happy 70th birthday from me, Dory, and Phil, Shelley, and Michelle, pregnant Michelle, and redhead Michelle.
That's right.
Eric and Kara, and Marcy, and Maddie, Sarah, and Paul, who are a niece and nephew from Ann Arbor, who were originally going to be here, but circumstances prevailed that they couldn't come.
Beyond their control.
Right, and of course his sister Evelyn. And that's for you, so you can sit home and tape your ball game.
I will.
No tax seminars on that VCR, Dad.
No, absolutely not. Let's go. Okay.
Joe, they're going to get you a tape called How to Use a Computer.
Oh, wait, there's another note in here. Oh,
I'd like to thank our brother Shelley for bringing this VCR all the way from New York.
And our sister-in-law Michelle, who helped
You
us
lazy
shop
no good. Now you can take your own copy of Miami Penn State. You know what China says? What? Midtown Peace and Boo or Van or what? Midtown Folk and Pepper. That's it, You got some hand for you. In other words, we're sitting down at the table. He said,
I told him I was
he called you a flunky. That's all. Forget it.
Many happy more from Mazel Tov from Hoda and Izzy, which gave him some spending money that he can spend on something he wants. I'll help you with that.
That might be
Not to mention President New York Times.
What?
What is that?
Herman Miller, our favorite. I tell you, I think I'm beginning to think it was worth coming to. They paid for not to go to the office tonight. I think you're right.
Oh, dear Joe, take note. We wish you a very happy birthday. Love, Mo and
Okay,
Brian.
now when he calls me up,
Oh,
I'll make
that's beautiful.
sure. Yeah, okay.
Now we can take down all the messages. That's beautiful.
All right.
The guy, you give him take down messages, you give him a VCR to watch.
China, you're a perfectionist. Forget it.
Oh, that's you.
I gotta do all the work here.
That's right.
He's gonna have Edie tape
Why don't you give me your
games while he's in the office.
Oh, yeah.
No, you better before he leaves.
Yes, tell me that.
I don't remember more.
Edie, how do you set this thing, Edie? And then Edie will say, half the time I wait on him, and half the time I wait for Listen, I spend enough pesos to do it. Hey, without China, with the joint would be dead.
Oh, there are some special people.
Here, you did read the front?
Oh, my.
Forget it, too much.
You gotta read that other little message.
Forget it.
There are some special people we meet along life's way who make our journey brighter by things they do and say. And because you're that kind of person, may your day and life be blessed with all God's special gifts that make you happiest. Happy birthday. Well, all our best to you for good health always. Love, Mr. and Mrs. C. What's this?
It's a good thing you didn't have to put that under an affidavit.
Want to stay sharp? Preserve your memory? Oh, come on!
Read it, Edith. I know what it says. Don't read it. Don't read it. You read the card. Don't read it. Don't read it. Edie. Read it.
Private for him.
Never mind. They won't read it.
It sounds like a surprise to me. It's right. It's birthday. It's for you.
That's it.
That was the best part. Tiny strike still. Dat zag de brein een beetje strike still.
I mean, there's a lot to say, but very right.
These people understand.
For your birthday, looked high and low, looked far and wide for a clever wish to send. But gee, this good old-fashioned tale is the best one in the end. Mazel tov, wishing you many more health and happy years. Love, Esther and Joe.
All right.
Guilty.
Judge, give us that.
I still see you're still working.
She's all done.
But you still gotta work it. We're not afraid to take you fired. And Joe, if you don't like the color, it's my fault. We'll change it. Any color you want.
Oh,
Are you kidding? That's very good.
Oh, it's all right.
That's very good. It's my favorite color. Blue is my favorite color. That's it. And don't let the boys get a hold of that thing. Sounds familiar.
Don't ask.
Listen, for $2, it's hard to find these.
Don't laugh.
Freddie.
Take it around.
Want me to do it?
So I got
Oh, listen here. To our wonderful Mr. Wolgel, Uncle Joe, happy birthday. I can't read the Hebrew. With good health and happiness, love, Mordecai and Esther Taco. Where did you
They just left. They just left.
They left.
Oh.
They got a babysitter.
They couldn't find Jack to sit tonight.
Right. I volunteered before. Only Michelle. Oh my God.
Yeah, who's gonna read this for me?
Shelley?
English.
Shelley, one for Shelley, one for me.
Probably.
I don't. Daddy, I don't have those yet.
Forget it, you got, put my name on it, hurry up.
You got it stamped?
That's the office, that's the office.
All right.
Everything at the office.
Everything's in the office.
You know, we should tape record this thing, make sure they don't.
I think there's something written on the front, Mom. On the
It's
front.
all on video, Joe. It's all on video.
Oh, to Joe, best wishes for many more years of love and happiness. Greg Mermelin, our nephew.
Oh, Greg.
Oh, and smart video cassette. Right on the button, Greg.
Fuji, Fuji. Okay, we gotta buy 50 stock, Fuji. 30 cents a share. What'd you buy it for? 30 cents a share, sold it for $80, 80 cents. How long you have it?
Yeah, I had 3,000 shares.
Years ago. Okay.
Congratulations.
Open up a letter.
May special moments follow you throughout life. Happy 70th birthday, all our love, Florence and Jack Fighters.
The husband. My good friend. Yeah. My best friend. Oh, you got any right notes too? Did he promise to do anything, sir?
No, that's a private.
That's a private joke.
Private story? Inside joke. Okay, that's not. I thought you were gonna put a roof on Joe's head.
No, that's
And you keep your, you had your chance to talk before. He wears brown now, you see, he doesn't wear blue. Jack, you matched your suit, Jack. That's the wrong gift, Ada.
The gift is in that note. Yes, in the note. Private note. In the private note, it's okay, he'll read it, he'll know.
It's a private note.
Okay.
I think I dropped the card somewhere.
No, the card's inside the box.
The card is in
The card's in the box.
Such a smart woman, that's what everyone's lost.
Takes a lawyer to think of that.
Well, yeah, Sherry's also
She
a
didn't want to hold
lawyer.
the evidence.
But all these lawyers.
Sherry's a family of lawyers. Her husband, her son, and she just became a lawyer.
A lawyer key. A lawyer.
That's right, a lawyer.
Oh, my favorite store. Who's that from?
Oh, wow. Yuppie.
Who's that from?
Yep,
A lawyer key.
from Sherry.
Oh.
Our friendship is so special. It's hard to find the words to say how very much you mean. For friends who are as nice as you are few and far between. That's why no birthday greeting was ever more sincere than this wish for a happy day and happiness all year. Have a life and a wonderful, wonderful life and day, Arnie and Sherry.
Thank
May
you.
you live to be 120.
I don't want to live that long.
Each year be a
Thank
happy,
you.
healthy, and prosperous.
And by the way, this year...
That's for Sunday at the office.
I hope it's my size because I don't want these guys to get their hands on it.
Sandy, Minnesota, don't you have to wear a shirt?
Forget it. My size.
My girlfriend is giving me a look hard.
Forget it.
He is a big one.
And another thing is, when these kids leave here, China, you better come over when they leave, check them out, make sure they don't...
Who's the bookkeeper, me or you?
You're the security man.
After they pay for the bus,
They called him tonight to wish him a happy birthday. This is from Makatana. They crossed
Mention their name?
Mr. and Mrs. Jules Colvin, Dorothy and Jules Colvin. My beautiful daughter.
You need a green. Let me get, yeah, I'll put that in my pocket. I don't trust you guys.
You don't have to sell it.
Have it all over there
You
now.
better not take that, Sheldon. Neither you, Professor.
I should listen.
Right here. Next to my heart.
Happy birthday to Joe from Cousin Dorothy.
Oh, the modern puller.
Yeah. I'm not very good at this.
Here, let me go.
All right.
You got enough strength, Joe?
What?
Enough strength?
He ate enough.
Givenchy gentleman. Who's the gentleman around here?
Here's to your birthday, Cousin Joe, love Cousin Dorothy Nuremberg. Beautiful card and beautiful cologne.
Edith will be down at the office to watch that cologne work, Joe.
Oh, yeah. It'll work as probably as hard as he does. Here, Joe.
I know who this is from. They can't tell you.
Oh,
I know who that's from.
I gotta give you back your jars.
Never mind. Here.
Well, there's something that goes with it, and I forgot the cards.
Never mind. Nobody's getting this. Gotta watch these folks around there.
You'll always be quite special among the friends I've known. You'll always be remembered for the kindnesses you've shown. And I will wish you life's best each time your birthday's here, for you're a friend I treasure every day throughout the year. Bill and May Miley, but I think they live all the way in Oak Park. And it's a long ride for them. Oh, nice.
That's for Monday.
Oh, beautiful. Have good taste.
That was as nice as yours, Joe.
That's a very good
Almost.
Very good taste.
They didn't pay $2 for this.
We got on sale, it was $1.50.
I know that.
He said two.
Yeah, he doesn't remember what.
I lied, what am I gonna
He
tell him?
said so much he can't be fed.
No, just water.
Because we're friends. Dear Joe, we don't see each other very often, but Claire and I have a great amount of respect and admiration for you and your lovely family. We consider you, Edith, and family to be amongst our dearest friends. Claire and Al Berger, thank you.
They're still here.
Get out, Joe.
We won't let them out. The security system
Good.
The security system is very tight over here.
I need China over here to take care of these.
I only charge 10%.
That's okay. 10% of garnish is still garnish.
Oh, what he needs, but he's very heavy. Wait a minute.
Hey, look at the size of it.
It's a size 7.
It's a
It
happiness. Cousins Dave and B. Davis. That's Joe's cousin.
Cousin.
Cousin, right.
That's positive, cousin.
Okay, Edie, here's a book for you to read. Tell me what it's all about. Everybody's looking for work for you. Isn't that beautiful?
Very nice.
Now she won't do any work for you, so you're reading the book. Okay. Shut up, you're not her lawyer.
Now he has something to do in the office.
You may touch, you may look, but don't touch.
Dear Joe, 2 ducats to A. Alice, Edith will love it, and so will you. Zygason, Stratton, Helen. Thank you.
They let us start playing.
Next Sunday.
Tickets to
what?
to the
Oh, that's fantastic. That was in Minneapolis. That's where it came from.
Ivanhoe Theater.
Yeah, you can this Sunday.
January 4th, next Sunday. What is it?
Yeah, go
Oh, the book and the tickets?
No. The book is from, you lose a card? There it is.
Dear Uncle Joe, mazel tov on this important milestone, your 70th birthday. As you are an avid newspaper reader, this collection of articles...
You missed the classic last night, Rita. You gotta hear this story.
No, everybody shut up. Where'd they go?
We're going downtown after this. Find a case of missing
You
newspaper.
better get yourself a lawyer. Get one for him too. I got one right here.
The lawyer is here.
She's busy.
She works also.
She's on.
For those of us, you among us who don't know...
Does he like about the crash from all the newspapers?
Shut up.
Joe
Top city stars.
newspapers. He doesn't read them. Lies.
Let's say some time.
He's got soccer. This is the Hebrew letter for 70 is iron, and one of its meanings is to be sharp and our keen insight. I trust you will continue to have a sharp eye for taxes and legal matters. Very good, yes. May you be blessed with good health and happiness, continuous success, and knockers from your children and grandchildren. And may your greatest wants be the least you attain throughout the next 50 years. Hearty felicitations. Love, Joe Bryan. Thank you. That's the color. This is from our dear friends Mary and Joe Radford.
And the other goes with it.
What's the other thing?
You may look, but don't touch.
What is it, Daddy?
I want you to know that Mary
Homemade.
grows raspberries in her backyard and look
That's right, and they block kosher too. It says Smuckers on it. What kind of berries? Don't worry about it.
Mary and Rockford.
Well, he gets them periodically.
Yeah, oh, she's something else.
And that's,
Yeah, that's
those raspberries.
Over here, Olga.
Raspberries.
I want you to know he loves that. I know.
I shared with Edith though, nobody else.
Yeah.
Well, we sent it so you could dirty what you brought.
No.
We'll take it under advisement. I'll talk to my lawyer. Lord and Taylor. I got a lawyer, you don't need to share it.
Now you really do.
What's that from?
Who's that from? That goes with the raspberry?
Yeah, but don't you ever get raspberry in that shirt?
No, it doesn't go good on the shirt, Joe.
Oh, it does. It matches it.
It does? Marion, Marion, I appreciate the fact that you think I'm that skinny. I'm gonna have to try to shirt.
No way.
No way. No way.
You'll change it.
This is funny. Counselor, we thought this gift would be appropriate for you. Since you work so much, you should get lots of use. May you live till 120 in good health. Ernie and Esther Schneider.
Hooray!
a non-workaholic either.
Yeah, but I know my number's up.
That is sure.
Oh, good. He's very dog-sized.
That's what I'm getting for the job on the drive.
Yeah, better than all.
You gotta be busy running around making all these changes. It's supposed to be done on Friday,
He's
Joe.
very good at that.
Supposed to be done on
We're
Friday.
getting an extension.
Oh, Sherry, that's a favorite job.
Anything else? Yeah, we got one more.
What's the big box?
We got from the cleaning woman. The cleaning woman gave me flowers.
And
Oh, you hit it. Well, I'll never see it. I'll never see it.
Uncle Leonard?
A letter for you.
Oh my God.
Yeah?
he's Joe's friend who I met at the same time that I met Joe. I tried to reach him. He now lives in Florence, Alabama.
Oh my.
So he sent Joe a nice note.
Joe, you know how we found Edith gave me the job of finding it.
Oh, yeah?
And my brother-in-law teaches at the same school that he used to teach in Florence. So I called my sister, and she called this university, and they knew where he was.
Yeah, well, that's that Wolgel determination. If you speak still, I'll say a couple words. I didn't know that I had to pay for all these presents. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming here, friends, relatives, etc. I'm glad my wife didn't invite the enemies because they would never say a good word for me. These other people that came here, well, they probably were paid off because I never knew that I was that good. In addition to that, now I got to work all these years to try to live up to what you people said that I've done in the past. I haven't done much. Sandy started out saying, well, where did you come from? Get up here and tell them where you come from. Well, I'll tell you where I came from, okay? I'll tell you when I came from. We came as a family to Chicago on February 23, 1923, okay? We came on the Berengaria. Shut up! We came on the Berengaria, and I don't have that written down. I got it up here. We came on the Berengaria ship. That was an English ship, okay? 4 stacks. Now, when I was in the Army going over to wherever I was going, I didn't know at the time, my good friend Mr. Berger, I found out was in Iceland. So I said, well, I'd like to go to Iceland. Thank God I didn't go to Iceland. Because when we got on this boat, which happened to be the same boat that I came over on, believe it or not, with the Berengaria, it was owned by the British. It was a 4-stacker. 4-stacker means they had 4 chimneys. Okay? Now, when we got about halfway out in the ocean, they shut, thank God they did. Goldberg, you're going to get another ticket. You're speeding with the mouth.
As long as you're not my lawyer,
I wouldn't want to be your lawyer. Anyway, when we got out halfway in the ocean, and I'm jumping, anyway, they called us into a big auditorium, which was used as a dining room. They had a map up there. The captain gets up there and he says, well, that's where we're going. He pointed to Northern Ireland. He says, soldiers want to teach you 2 things. Number 1, when you get to Northern Ireland, don't talk about politics and don't talk about religion. Well, I want you to know, nobody ever paid attention to it because all these years everybody's talking about politics. What the hell's more popular than politics and religion? Okay, and now we'll go back about when we came over. We came over in 1923 as a family, as a group. And I tell you, we are all very thankful that we had lovely relatives, particularly on my mother's side, because my father didn't have much of anything. And on my mother's side, there were 2 sisters that were here. Rachel.
Rose.
No, not, I'm sorry.
Rose and Anna.
Rose, what was her name? Russell. Right. Well, that was David's mother, so may she rest in peace. And then her sister Anna, okay?
And your Aunt Lee.
Just a minute, she wasn't here when we came over. I'm telling the story. You want to tell the story?
No, you tell.
You had not tell the story? Okay. If I'm wrong, but don't interrupt, please. Okay, I got the floor. Okay. Now you got me off track already. Okay. Anyway, we were very fortunate. We are still fortunate that if it wasn't for the fact that we had very considerate relatives, particularly David's mother, who, as he said, he was telling the truth, because I was there. It was his mother that told her brothers, two of them were here, and one in particularly was what we call Ungestalt. In other words, Mr. Canellis, he had a lot of money. Okay? Okay. Anyway, David's mother saw to it that my uncle, may he rest in peace, Max Edson, and also Isaac Edson, particularly Max, who put up the money and saw that we came over. We came over here like a bunch of refugees, greenhorns, and we were very lucky, although at the time I don't know that we realized it, but now we are very, very thankful. We hope we were thankful at that time, but having gone through the service and seen a lot of things where I was lucky that I didn't have to put up with too much. It came out alive, thank God, and having experienced the almost 4 years that I was in the service, and thinking about it these years, I am very, very thankful to David and all the family members who were so good to us. When we came over here, we had nothing, we still got nothing. Except Edith and I got 4 beautiful children and a couple of grandchildren, and then we got a daughter-in-law who's going to produce pretty soon. Everything's good. Anyway, as I said, when we came over, we couldn't speak English, still can't, but learned a few words. David's mother, we used to go over, they lived on Douglas and Central Park when we were kids, and subsequently, just before around the wartime, they moved they were on the south side of the street on Douglas near Central Park, and they used to go to Russischule and then Luckner Schule anyway. Then, around the wartime, I remember that when I came home from the service and we got married, Edith and I went over to see his mother. By that time, she was living at Douglas near Holman Avenue, or somewhere between 3,400 and 3,500.
David better know, he lived there.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so there were a lot of things here said tonight, and I don't know that I really done what they said.
No, we lied a little, Joe.